Hey, in this week's episode, I'm going to tell you the real price of doing an anniversary getaway without driving out of town. And I will give a pretty detailed review of a local Italian restaurant near my home. All that's coming right up.
Hi, I'm Steve. For nearly 30 years, I've been a pastor and disciple maker, and what I really love doing is helping guys be better followers of Christ and better leaders at home.
I'm Mark, a certified financial planner with an MBA and an Ivy League degree who wants to make sure you're making the smartest money decisions possible.
And this is Abraham's Wallet. Join us weekly and create a culture in your family of multi-generational prosperity, spiritually, relationally, physically, intellectually, and financially. Run your home and your dough like a biblical boss. We're starting a little series. When I say series, I don't mean that we're going to do like 6 weeks on the trot, but we're going to revisit this over and over. We're going to talk about what do things really cost. We think it's helpful to see that and maybe set your expectations. So we're going to look at today, what does it really cost to do an anniversary thing? I recently celebrated an anniversary with my loving wife, and we did not go out of town this year. We often do. We often combine our anniversary with a kind of mini goals summit where we review the year's goals. We look at where things stand. We have a couple of traditions, which I'll talk about as we go. But I thought, why not bring the people into it? So I tried to pester my wife by documenting a little bit what we were doing. She was not thrilled with that, but she tolerates me and my experimentation. So let's start looking at it, shall we? I'll say again, we decided not to go out of town this year. We didn't have the time, and I think we had just come back from being somewhere. So we wanted to do something in town. We wanted to have the limitation of not traveling, and we thought that it might save us some money, and it did. And even if you're not driving a couple of hours away, you're saving, I don't know, hundreds of dollars on gas by not driving far away or going by plane or anything else. And if you don't have to do multiple nights, if you're not traveling by plane, then you can be a little freer, I think, with whatever meals you are doing. So I'm going to talk you through what we did. And I have show and tell. So I'm going to actually show you what we did for this anniversary. We decided to stay in town, and ultimately, because there was a nice restaurant we wanted to try, we actually stayed quite close to the house. We could have walked to this city square from our home. It's just over, I think it's maybe 2 miles to this city square. So, okay, let's start looking and answering the question: how much does it really cost for an in-town anniversary night getaway? And you can see that I'm shocked, and Mark, who isn't even part of this episode, is also shocked. I say that by faith. When he sees this and he sees the amounts involved, he'll eventually be shocked. Okay, so I've already reviewed this. Look, there's us, 21 years. So what we did, we kind of got away in the afternoon. We wanted our dinner to be as early as possible so that we could enjoy the evening leisurely together. And I decided I'm going to document all of the costs. So we went to the old parking meter. Have you ever seen someone pay at a parking meter before? This is fascinating footage. And she looks like she's going to pay $129, but guess what? She's going to go 2 hours, you guys, and we're going to pay $250 for the first expense. Now, right where we got out of our car, it just happened to be, here's my car, and then watch what happened here. I'm losing my wife. She went into that place, and I thought we were going down the street, and you know what? just moments later, she came out with this. Now, I'm not including that. That was included in my time. Actually, I have to say this. My wife's very good about these things. There was not a line item. She made a purchase on points. And so she always wants to stress for me, no, this didn't cost you anything. And if you follow us on Twitter, you know that I got in a bit of a kerfuffle with a fella about yoga pants. So I can't even vouch for what's in that bag. I just know my wife was very pleased to have the time to stroll around leisurely. I promised her I would bide my time, twiddle my thumbs, and let her do that. So, okay, we got out of there finally, and then we started down the sidewalk. And this is Hyde Park in Cincinnati. Again, just a couple miles from my front door. And I thought I would share it with you people. Look, what a cute little area. There's the little coffee shop on the square. And then I'm going to turn and look the other way from this sidewalk and look at this lovely little city square area. There's a little park and a fountain. And we're actually going to walk back down this sidewalk. There she is waiting for me. Why are you filming everything? Let's just keep going. Okay, so then we walk up to this wonderful place. Now, our friends actually own this restaurant, Al Posto. And this, I wish I knew how to pause that video. This is actually an old, if you wanted to pause where we looked at the top of that building, it says it's the savings and loan or something. It was an old, this is a 150-year-old bank that has been repurposed as Al Posto, which is a lovely, lovely little restaurant. It was our first time to go. We're so proud of our friends opening this place up. Here's a little shot of the interior. It's really nice. I really like this little neon thing they've got, which, get it? Sistine Chapel, Rome, Italy, neon hands, Adam touching God. All right. So here's the inside of the place. Look at this. It's lovely. It's lovely. This lady wonders why I'm filming her. Sorry, lady. There's a big wall of wine. I'm sure there's a term for that. I call it the wall of wine. Okay, now I'd like to talk about the menu here for a second. If you're interested, I don't know if you want to hear what we ordered. I like hearing what my friends order at restaurants. It interests me because I like food. As Jim Gaffigan says, anybody here ever tried any food before? It's pretty good stuff, huh? Okay, well, here's the menu. I've photographed it for your leisure, and I'm going to show you that we ordered the burrata to begin the meal, which is just a fancy way of saying cheese. And there's this delicious bread. And as you can see here in the middle of this screen, we hit that pretty hard, pretty fast. When I know that I'm going out for a good meal, I like to starve myself a little bit. I like to need the meal by the time the meal comes around. Then my wife wanted this chickpea and cucumber salad, which the chickpeas, I believe they were kind of flash fried, so they're kind of crispy. She ended up loving it. I decided to send away any leafy greens, any nutrition. I wanted to send that away. What I brought to me instead was, for my primi, I got pasta, cacio e pepe, and I found it to be delicioso. I don't know if that is Italian, but it's definitely Spanish. Delicioso. That was my starter while my wife did salad. Good on her. Then later she had the gnocchi alla Marcella. And if you go over to the second page of the menu, we did not get pesce, but we got carne. And I got this thing. I'm not even going to try to read that line to you. I can read skirt steak in the middle of it. And here's what's happening here, everyone. You'll see it in a second. It's fascinating. What they did was they took like a layer, like a sheet of skirt steak, and then they put this kind of prosciutto breadcrumb mixture on top of it, and then they roll the whole thing up, and then they cook it. and then they slice it, and it ends up looking like what's here on the right. But first, oh, look, there's the lovely chickpea salad. She is, humoring me. Thank you for that, dear. There's the eaten food. There's cacio e pepe pasta, and then here on the right, oh, it's not colored. This video does not make it look as appetizing as it is. There's the gnocchi, but my goodness, that skirt steak. It was delicious. Well, thank you for waiting through my description of the restaurant. The bill was, you see it in front of you, bang, $160. Now, I think that's pretty good for a really fancy night away. My wife and I tend to not, I say tend, who am I kidding? We would never order wine somewhere that's just not in our DNA. So it might cost you more at this place if you're into that sort of thing. I also throw out, as I'm looking at this receipt, something I do. I know that it's a holdover from the days when I had to balance my checkbook. I'm old enough to have balanced a paper checkbook, and I did that monthly. So when I was balancing the checkbook, I wanted the numbers to be simple. I always wanted the cents column to be simple and zeros. So it's just been a habit of mine forever that I would never put cents on the end of a total. If I'm tipping somewhere, I say, let's simplify for ourselves. So you see, I rounded up there. I'm a rounder. Okay, now after this meal, something very significant happened. So we're out on the sidewalk. My wife and I had this ambition. We're going to go out on the town. We're going to go to this place. I think it's called Ghost Face. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that in a very cool way. I think it's called Ghost Face. Oh, well. What it is it in Cincinnati, there are underground tunnels that have been abandoned. We either had I think we had underground a railway at some point, or if we didn't, they were about to, and they never finished the job. So there are empty tunnels underneath the city of Cincinnati, and enterprising people from time to time do things under there. They'll put a venue down there. There have been restaurants down there before, and there is this literally underground club, and it's a live music club, and it's a bar. And so we thought, we will be so hip. We will go out to this early dinner, then we will go. Yes, we will go downtown. Yes, we will go into the underground. We will hear your live music. We might order a mixed drink or two. I don't know that we would finish one, but we might do that. And then we revealed how super square we really are, because we walked out on the sidewalk after this meal, looked at each other, and I said, I'm tired. I don't really like the idea of going to this place. And she was like, oh, I'm so relieved you said that. I'm tired too. I don't want to go down there. Isn't that funny? So we decided, well, if we're super lame, what would we like to do? And, it's not like we're going to go through the night without getting dessert. Hello. So we kind of talked through our options there. She said, this might not be that glamorous, but I'd like frozen yogurt. To which I said, agreed, totally down with that. And she also said, I liked going into the Lulu shop. Maybe I can go into some more shops. We can just kind of walk. There's an outdoor mall very near where we were. To which I went, yeah, it's fine. So here's what lame mom and dad did, is we went to this outdoor mall, went into it was kind of fun and romantic, actually. It's kind of, when's the last time we get to browse and just chat? Oh, I kind of like this. Oh, why don't you try that on? I like this. It was really kind of fun for us. That's what we did. This is our big anniversary getaway. That's what we did. And in this little strip is this wonderful place called Maverick Chocolate, a Cincinnati original. So I lured my wife in there, and you can see on the right, I was a big spender at Maverick Chocolate because Look at this wonderful place. Hello. They do wonderful things with chocolate there. Super creative, cool to look at, and delicious to eat. So, yes, we did. We went chocolates for $12. I think we got four for $12. This is not my photograph. Okay, so it's adding up here, but what do I care? We're living large. Oh, and here's my wife with her. Here she is with her froyo. Sure, honey. It's fine with me. And I went big. I went big on the yogurt. I went $8 on that. Sure. Okay, so now I think we left there when the shops were closing, pretty much. And we headed down to, okay, this is our big splash, is that we wanted to go, if we're going to stay in town, we're not traveling, we want to go to a nice, we wanted to go to a nice hotel that we were both interested in. And there is a place downtown, this historic building that has been redone in the last handful of years. Can't say exactly. But it's called, here it is, the Lytle Park Hotel. I think you say Lytle. If you say Little, I don't know, some educated Cincinnatian can correct me. I think it's Lytle. That's how it's spelled. Okay. And then here's me walking into this place. It's pretty fab on the inside. Look, they have doors that move. You don't even have to touch them open. Look at this fabulous thing. And look at this lovely lady. Hey, somebody playing some live piano music in there. Very nice. All right. And then let's go on up. Pretty cool carpet in the hallways. And nice. Hold on here. Anniversary suite. We're in the suite. And here we go. So yeah, we wanted to do it up in the suite. Here's a little kitchenette, little desk area. There's a table for two. You'll see there's a little living room area. That's a fireplace on the right with a TV screen over it. I really like those windows for the sunlight in the morning. And then here's the bedroom through here. You've seen beds in hotel rooms before, but wait until you see the bathroom here at the Lytle Hotel Suites. Whoa, this was quite an enterprise. There's a lot of space here. I do like a suite, and I like a lot of square footage, and there's a lot of square footage in this place. We were not cramped. Not exactly Manhattan, you know. Staying at Manhattan is an exercise in moving around tight spaces. So this was very roomy. Next morning, we wake up. I have slides, I have photos. I took this photo for you. I was thinking of you. Next morning, I get up before my wife. That's usually the way that it happens. Get a little time. She comes in. Now I'd like to mention some of the rhythms that we have. We often will pray together at our anniversary, and we're thanking God specifically for our marriage, for what God's done in our family. We feel like the anniversary isn't just about mom and dad. It's really, it's the birthday of our family, right? That's what your anniversary is. It's the birthday of your family. So we like to think through the year, pray through the year, thank God for those things. Our anniversary is in May. So it kind of, we do, as you might know, we do our goals summit at the end of the year. That's where we get together and talk and pray and think about what the next year should look like. So this is a nice halfway point for us. Usually, it's right before the summer. And we also had a habit. I don't know if you've heard us mention this before, but if your kids are young, I think this is a wonderful tradition. We have a notebook that we have always taken on anniversaries, and we write a note to our children during our anniversary, and we want to document. I mean, it's in generalities, right? Because we're remembering a year, but we document what happened in our family this past year. What were the big things? And there are things that happen that you might not share with a 4-year-old, but gosh, when they're 20, you hope you can remember that so that they can know the story of their own family. So we write them a letter, and I write, and then I hand the notebook to my wife. She writes, and we review, we pray together, and pray for each other as well. So that's what this little photo reminds me of. And then, hey, when we've got the time, I don't know if you're like us, I often don't exercise the way I should because I feel rushed and I feel like other things get in the way. But by golly, when we have a day to ourselves and it's an anniversary getaway, we're running down there to the hotel gym and we're doing the stuff. So we did a workout together, which was fun. She deferred and let me say, okay, here's my workout right now. And so she joined me on that. And on my way out, I thought, I'll share a tip with you guys. Okay. First of all, when people offer flavored waters, like the cucumber water, I'm taking it. I enjoy it. Yeah. I don't get that very often. I'll take that. And here's another thing. Sometimes you see a fruit bowl and it's really just there as decor. I'm taking the fruit. I'm taking the fresh fruit. It was there. It was on offer. Most people kind of go like, yeah, it might as well be plastic fruit. They shrug their shoulders and away they go. Not me. If I see a pear on offer, I'm taking a pear. If there hadn't been a pear, I might have taken an orange, maybe a banana. But the pear, yeah, of course I'm taking that pear. All right, now we were going to rush to breakfast because we were worried that we were going to be so late they were going to stop serving breakfast. But we went up on the rooftop of the Lytle Hotel, and I thought, why not give you people a little visual tour of what we could see from the top of the Lytle Hotel? So as long as my friends are with me, my Abe's Wallet friends are with me, here's me talking about what there is up there. Ready? Look at that guy.
We woke up this morning and saw that we have a lovely view of the whole city. If you look over here, there's the yellow bridge that in Cincinnati we call that the Big Mac Bridge because it looks like McDonald's golden arches. See the yellow? That bridge. And then if you go to your right is the Purple People Bridge. It's a pedestrian bridge that we have in Cincinnati. Here's one of our concert venues, Heritage Bank Center. Then you see the Reds Stadium. If you can't really see it, but just see that right to the right of the Western Southern Building is the Bengals place, and then we've got Super Bowl contenders. Then we've got the city skyline here, and if you go over there, you can see the Twin Towers of Procter and Gamble. So it's a nice view of. Come over here to this edge. They're rebuilding one of these downtown parks of ours.
This is what we heard at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, we heard construction. We heard construction. If you just look, it's one of the few statues of Abe Lincoln as a young man. He doesn't have the top hat and stuff.
Okay, moving on. Then we made our way down to the delicious breakfast in the lovely hotel. And, let me make a comment here. If I'm reading a little magazine on the history of a hotel, and I've got a newspaper with me, that means I have leisure time, and that makes me happy. And my wife got egg whites. Why would you purposefully choose egg whites as something to eat? I chose, okay, I understand the criticism that will be coming because this also doesn't sound appetizing. I hope you saw the bacon there. That was appetizing. But I got the oatmeal chia blob ball that is saturated with honey and berries and granola so that you forget that you're eating chia blob. Anyhow, it was delicious. Look at the number on the right. The breakfast came to $11.52 because there was a breakfast credit that came with our room. And we went over that credit by $11.52 because we got fancy coffees. If you look on your left, you'll see what was the charge for the room. So the room was $3.40. The rack rate, that's lingo, everybody. That's the rack rate for the hotel room, and it came to all of their miscellaneous charges, who knows? Who can say? It came to $403.52. Well, when you put it all together with the 403, this number's eventually going to get right. There it is. 403.52. You get a final total of the whole thing. And this photograph represents the whole getaway. Oh, sorry. You have to watch that. Boom! 651.44. All right. That's the end. See you on my little show. 651.44. So that's it. The answer to the question, how much does it really cost for an in-town anniversary night getaway if you want to eat at your friend's restaurant and you want delicious Italian food and you want to sort of dawdle around the outdoor mall as your evening entertainment, and then you want to stay in a really nice hotel suite downtown? Well, it comes to $651.44. I happen to believe that celebrating one's anniversary is worth every penny of that if you can afford it. I like to quote my mother here, who always likes to say, anybody can have a birthday, but it takes work to have an anniversary. Hey, I like that quote. I use it whenever friends have anniversaries. I tell them, I honor you. You've done something that many people have not. You've just kept this marriage going with faithfulness and forgiveness. You can't keep going in a marriage without forgiveness and doing some work. So I bless all of your marriages, and I hope that your anniversary getaway is as great as mine was.
Hey, if you liked this content, be sure to like it and subscribe and share it with somebody. And remember, no matter how you're doing and leading your family, God's love for you is huge, and His grace is great.